Should probably call this video, "You're doing what with 6 watts? Less than 6 watt input? Still have wireless power? Wireless power between the phase difference of 2 receiver coils, plus I can run this bulb in pulses. As we can see, here's the current that flows through the bulb, and here's our voltage, current. Have more equipment coming in, so basically what's occurring is our high frequency rapidly recharges these capacitors, and we can run large loads in pulses. Our input never exceeds 6.50 watts. I have this thing in low power mode doing some tuning. This thing is lit very bright, and that's just the phase difference between 2 coils. Here's the other coil. As you see, the light will be messed with. That's extremely bright. I got that going. I got this going. I can run this bulb in pulses. There's our input. As you see, we don't exceed 6.50 watts. System is almost perfect. Have more timing circuitry coming in. Had to order high voltage DC conversion circuitry, 150 volt DC to 12 volt DC converter circuitry, and then timer circuitry, all that fun stuff coming in. More weird radiant energy effects with simple 6 watts. So I'm proving what you can do with 6 watts. This is way more than 6 watts. That transmitter is just the trigger for all the high power. We can run these little wireless receivers. We can run big incandescent bulbs and pulses. Voltage, current. When I screwed the bulb in, I closed the circuit. There's the current that flows through. There's the voltage that drains, because we drain the capacitors as the bulb runs. You're supposed to run this in pulses, 0.1 second pulses, 5 seconds on, pulses for 0.1 seconds. There's our input. High frequency rapidly recharges capacitors. Still have unimpeded wireless power. And for those who doubt that the 6 watts here is running that, I will simply shut that off. And it's still on for a few seconds because those caps there run the system for about 10 to 15 seconds. There's the charge that's left in them. Off. The system is self-sustaining when it's off for a short time. And that's due to the caps. The resonant caps keep it going. It will eventually go out. It's important to note that went out. If I screw this in, it'll really go out. And there's the last of our charge dissipating. And that's it. We're completely dead now. Completely dead now. Those caps act as a big bank that keep the system going after I switch it off. They don't want the voltage to sag, which reduces our power draw. So again, I'll start the system. It's always good to have this when you start it. Takes a few times to get it going because the caps have to charge up, and there we go. The effects will be weak at first and then gradually grow over time as the caps charge. We can see that. Again, there's our input. Doesn't exceed 6.50 watts. I have analog meters coming in soon too to read the current and voltage. Great little detector tool. So again, you can run anything you want here. Charge batteries, run inverters. You can run incandescent light bulbs. You can run motors. You can run little wireless lights. You can run bright LED lights that are wireless. You can even tune the inductance with pieces of metal. Get it bright, dim, whatever the hell you want. Do crazy shit. Do a quick room tour. Weird radiant energy effect is still on. Random pieces of equipment at 6 watts. It's important to note it really likes aluminum for some reason. It loves aluminum. Again, here's a good look around. 6 watt input. Look underneath the desk. Nothing funny going on. Those super caps power up the transmitter that's doing all this, and we're doing all this with less than 6.50 watts. Can't run that bulb for too long because it drains it. And then the wireless power will dim. Oop, something went wrong. There we go, we're back at 6.50. So you can only run this in 0.1 second pulses. Try and demonstrate that. Keep in mind, while you have a pulse circuit here, you still have unlimited wireless power at distant points. And you can take this, any number of these guys, get all the light you want, separately ground it, or even use this to trickle charge 12 volt batteries that then run an inverter. 12 volt batteries, super caps, whatever you want. The mind's the imagination. So, figured I'd demonstrate that. Again, we'll show you that cool pulse effect. And that's real power. Should get some kind of voltage detector where once it gets to 80 volts, it triggers the load for 0.1 seconds. So, figured I'd show that. That's that. Impressive wireless power field. Can do this. So, Doing all that. All that 6.50 watts. And that tube will slightly detune the transmitter. So I think there should be evidence of more power out than in when you use it correctly. We're stimulating the environment to release more power. And again, I'll shut the system off. It's off. And we will watch the charge slowly drain. It's the resonant caps that are running it now. We are slowly draining. That tube is getting dimmer. Tube is out. Resonant caps should be draining. We are off. Wireless power over here has gone out. Very small amounts of wireless power from the resonant caps, but we are pretty much dead. The system wants to be self-activating when perfectly tuned. And there's the last of our power. So that's that. Food for thought. Should blow you guys away with what you can do with 6.50 watts. I believe we did go up to a little under 10 at one point, but that was because I detuned it by running the light for too long. And if I wanted to, I could set that fine controls to only draw 6.50. But yeah, that's that. Feel free to like, subscribe, comment, and if you want to buy one of the kits, feel free to.